Victor Brooks, and welcome back to the Victor Brooks Show Facebook Live Quarantine Series. And you know, from the get-go this time, before I forget, I'm going to start my watch party. And as always, I invite you to do the same thing. So we can get this message today that just can't wait as all of our episodes, but this one in particular, and I'll let you know why. We want to get this message out today. Here we go, and share. Here. Bingo. All right, we are there. So, as I mentioned, today's a very special day, y'all. Thank you once again for coming back. Every Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time, we come to you live, y'all. And ever since we've started this, all during the week, myself and my co-producers, Christopher Brooks, Julie McKnight, and the incredible Wendy Vaughn, and myself, Victor Brooks, all through the week while we're putting these episodes together, to present and to join and to have you join us. You know, our excitement is not only is it real, but it lasts. You dig, all through the week, man. I mean, because our whole message of positivity, as you know, we've all started calling ourselves a Positivity Posse. And let me tell you, our membership is growing, y'all. As evident today, we have Europe is strong in the house today, even with the time difference, y'all. We have groups that are joining out of Germany. Got a notice here from the UK. Of course, our people over at 17 at 7 in Saint-Denis, France, who have been joining us for a good while. And you all are here with us again today. Thank you for all you're doing for keeping real artistry alive. You dig? I mean, thank you. Thank you so much in your preservation of jazz music. And keep on keeping on, y'all. And of course, everybody here at home. We have Chicago here. We got my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee, joining in with us, y'all. We have Detroit. We got, of course, home in LA. You know, y'all are dropping in. And that's what keeps us moving during the week, y'all. Because as you know, like I said, when we come together, we're not trying to ignore what's happening out here in the world. How can you? It's all around us, you dig? It's affecting every single one of us around the world. You can't deny it. And then, you know, I always say those two viruses that we're dealing with. One is newer than the other, but that new first virus that I always mention is that COVID, you know, the corona that came through, y'all, and put our life on pause. It flipped it up in ways that, you know, I never would have. And talking to many others, a lot of us never thought that we would be dealing with a situation like we're dealing with now here, and then let alone around the world. But it's real. And I always love to give it up to the ones who are trying their best to keep our life as normal as it can be. You dig? I'm talking about our doctors, our nurses, the people who are right there medically on the front line for us and for those who directly need that medical attention, you know. Thank you for what you're doing. I want to thank our sanitation workers. I want to thank our supermarket workers. I want to thank our truck drivers. You know, I want to thank our teachers. You know, school has started again, and our babies are learning that whole education system. Everybody's learning a new way to keep the education flowing. This whole online thing is brand new, and as I mentioned, as a lot of you know, I've had the blessing to be able to work within the education system in elementary school with special ed students. And every Monday through Friday, I have to tell y'all, you know, it was I call my buddies, you know, the students that I'm able to interact with on a daily basis. They keep me strong in their own positive way. Thank you all. And that second virus that's been here generationally, y'all, that virus of racism, that especially here in the US of A, we know what we've been dealing with that. And I also want to give with who jump-started this whole thing, with that second virus. In this generation, I want to thank our young people who went out there and made your voice heard. And with a pun intended, you expressed yourself. You know, thank you, younger generation. And specifically, thank you, young artists. I cannot wait to hear more and more of your creative artistry that's coming through during this time. We want to know what's on your mind. We want to know, even if it's anger, even if it's sadness, if it's positivity, if it's gratefulness, write those songs, paint those pictures, make those movies, y'all. Write those poems, make your artistry follow in the line with the great ones that have followed before, like Nikki Giovanni and her poetry. Come on now. Richard Wright, make your voice heard. Nina Simone, make your voice heard. You did. Gil Scott-Heron, and our guest today, following the footsteps of Brother Charles Wright. Come on, y'all. With the Express Yourself, that's the powerful message that is still valid today. We're in for a journey today, y'all. We are in for a journey today. And we want to thank you. Thank you again for joining us. And as you know, I have to bring the incredible Wendy Vaughn on at the top of our shows to give what we call our positive shout outs. When our positivity posse lines up during the week and she gets emails, our other producers get emails, and I get mine. Oh man, it's a fantastic moment when we're able to read to each other what all of you are saying around the world. Wendy, how
you doing? Hi everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. I was behind the scenes. Now, those of you who are Facebook aficionados know that Facebook, they've been making all kinds of updates with their bad selves. And I still can't figure out how to do my watch party, but I'm getting text messages, okay? I'm getting all kinds of love, and just people are excited about this. Yeah. This brother today is coming from our hometown, like literally. And Uncle Vic, what is your positivity today? I know you're the host, but I want to ask you, what is yours?
My positivity, Wendy, is every morning I have the opportunity that as soon as my eyes pop open, I can say, thank you. You got me, you're giving me another one. And I mean, I'm talking about those blessings of that are sometimes seen and unseen, taken for granted. You know, sometimes we're human, we can do that. I can't judge nobody, you know, but that's where my positivity starts. I just keep that belief that when I put my foot on the ground, start walking to wherever I'm walking that day, that's a positivity moment for me. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. See, today that hits home because I was telling my dad earlier, it's all about giving thanks. And when you live in that state of being thankful and grateful, that's another person on our Facebook. Well, yeah, like literally, sorry about that. Everybody trying to ask. So, but that right there is just how much, when you create a positive momentum, people look forward to that. I mean, you might today be in a cool place and then tomorrow need that video archive. And that is why for our creators out there, like I love how you always say, artists, get out there and do your thing. If you are a poet, write those poems. That is such needed encouragement for sure.
It is. And I know, you know, when you talk about creative artistry, I love what you and Wyan's last episode, what you guys did on that show. Come on, you know, and just the energy there and that whole openness of artistry and creativity, that's a medicine. I mean, look at this. We're talking about Charles Wright, okay? And his song, just one of his songs, Express Yourself, all right, has spanned decades of a positive approach of self-awareness. Don't judge nobody, but do you. I mean, all the things that have come up afterward, just do you. Be yourself. Express Yourself has lasted all the way up till I saw a commercial last night with it. You dig? So the power of creativity, the power of positivity.
The power of creativity and truth. Somebody earlier today told me something. They said, well, your opinion is valid, but it's not necessarily the truth. And that's because we all come from different backgrounds. We have a story. we can create a limitation, we can create an excuse, and it actually came from something that happened to us. But that doesn't mean it's the truth. And expressing yourself and whatever that is by far so important. Just real quick, earlier today, I was on a special it was the third day concluding a 3-day workshop with this cat from that my dad turned me on to, honestly, from this radio station. And he has a large following. So we have over 400 people that have been attending this workshop virtually, which normally would have been in person, but they're doing it virtual too. And I'm in a group with about 12 other people I've never met before. And they're all talking about this exact thing, about the strength it takes to be themselves. And a brother all the way from New York who doesn't know me from Adam, I don't know him from Sam, he goes, well, it's kind of like that song by Charlie Wright. You got to express yourself.
This was today?
Today. He had no clue that in 15 minutes I had a tech call with the Charles Wright. I literally, goosebumps broke out. I could have flown. Like, I'm high off that.
Wow. See, a lot of people, see, now it's when the camps separate. You dig? The camps of this. Most of us are like, wow, it's bigger than us. This whole message that touching so many people. Our timing is our timing, but God's timing is his timing. Or not to preach to nobody, but it's a timing that's bigger than us that moves us. Then you got the camp that says, it's just a coincidence, whatever. No.
Y'all, I'm telling you, I told everybody in that group. I mean, first of all, we got like 100 new followers just from that. So thank you, Charles. So, but no, I told everybody, I said, y'all, there is no such thing as a coincidence. This moment right now matters. And all of our moments matter, the ups and the downs.
And the downs, counting blessings and learning lessons every day. And I want to give it up here. We have, our sister, our journalistic sister of our show, Salima Nemoy. You're on here, girl. We are still loving your book and what you're doing there on Amazon, but even more so of the expression that you have given in your book and the way that you express journalistically, and how you were able, Salima, and I'm talking directly to you, my sister, much respect in the way you were able to explain how soul music saved your life. Y'all, when you get a chance, get on there and get that book, y'all. It's incredible. Sister Wanda Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen of the emotions, I love you too, Sister Wanda. Thank you. Your mama. That's your mama, girl.
No, hey, well, we always send it because we do our messages when the Positivity Posse is in session. It goes out on Facebook, text message, email. So yeah, she said, I gotta be on.
Well, let me thank you, girl. We love you. Thank you for all you do on the show to help us put it together and make it all make sense, as Brother Chris says.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love you. See you soon.
All right, girl. You got it. Wow, y'all. It's still lining up here. Linda Jackson, thank you so much. Dwayne Thomas, yes. I'm with you on that. Shazy Buford, thank you. Positivity Posse rocks. Thank you so much for all you're doing. Well, y'all, you know what? We're going to get right into it. As you can see, it's something about positivity that just keeps that fire going. And, it takes us away. It has us turn off that news for a while, for this 45 minutes to an hour. It has us, step away from things that we can't deny is going on, like I said before. But it just gives a moment for us to sit back and smile a little bit, laugh a little bit. And from our past artists that we've had on, from Bill Duke to Clifton Davis to Melba Moore. Oh my goodness, David Arnold, the comedian, Christopher Martin from Kid and Play, and you remember the ones that come through. We've learned something as well, and that's what it's all about, y'all. And today, it is a true honor And I'm going to tell you why before I read the bio that you all are saying you love when I read those bios. So I'm going to keep them going, you know? And I love it too, because it gives an extra insight of who we're about to be blessed with. I would say that, that's the word, you know? To be able to sit down with some of the people that we've been able to bring, and we share firsthand their stories, their journeys. It's incredible, y'all. But this today, this gentleman, Mr. Charles Wright, you know, of 103rd Street Rhythm Band, you know, there is no doubt that Mr. Wright and his artistry is a part, a soundtrack of our lives. In so many positive ways. We've learned from his lyrics. We fell in love through his lyrics. There have been protests through his message and his lyrics and his music, a showering generationally, all right, of the Charles Wrightness that has become a part of all of us, y'all. I was introduced to Mr. Wright's music as a young dude, as many of you know, not by blood, but by relation. Uncle Richard, Little Richard, Richard Penniman, was like literally an uncle to myself, my brother Chris, and my sister Julie through the relationship of my parents before we were even thought of, right? And so by the time we were, you know, became older or, you know, started, you know, getting our feelings of artistry under our belt, that we were growing up in a musical family, Uncle Richard was definitely the man who said, you know what, you need to sit down and you need to listen to this. And he played me the music of Charles Wright. So to be able to have life come 360, to be able to have this man here with us today, it's a true honor. Let me give this to you, y'all. Yes, indeed. Charles Wright was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi, where he grew up and was musically inclined by playing the guitar and singing in several doo wop groups, including the Twilighters, the Shield, and the Galahads. Charles Wright briefly worked as A&R director for Delphi Records and was responsible for the hit recording of Those Oldies But Goodies Remind Me of You by Little Caesar and the Romans in 1961. By 1964, Wright formed his own band called Charles Wright and the Wright Sounds, which included John Rainford, Daryl Dragon, and the captain of Captain and Tennille. Charles Wright added more members to the group, and they became known as the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band, and they played in several venues across Los Angeles. In the 1970s, the band was best known for their world-renowned hit, Express Yourself. It was written by Wright and distributed by Warner Brothers, where it would hit number 3 and number 12 on the R&B and pop charts, respectively. Another hit record under Charles Wright's reign was Do Your Thing, which set the stage and prompted a clinical study that inspired the movie Boogie Nights starring Mark Wahlberg. To date, Charles Wright's songs have been covered by legendary artists around the globe, including Ray Charles, Les McCann, Della Reese, Roger Troutman and Zapp, the Ohio Players, and the Swiss Longines Symphony Orchestra. During the rise of hip hop in the 1980s, many rap artists introduced his musical artistry to a whole new generation, when many sampled chunks of funk from Wright's wax, including NWA and their smash hit, Express Yourself, Brand Nubian, Naughty by Nature, Gang Starr, and Sean P. Diddy Combs, all gleaned inspiration from Charles Wright's work. It is my pleasure and my honor to welcome the one and only Charles Wright to the Victor Brooks Show. Brother Charles, are you there?
I think so.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are. Brother Wright, it's an honor to have you here, brother. An honor.
Thank you. I hope I don't spoil you guys' show. You guys are on the clouds.
Oh, man, we on cloud nine. We on cloud nine. Just the fact that we woke up this morning puts me on cloud nine.
Yeah, that is a blessing.
Because unfortunately, a lot of people didn't. And to be able to come on here and know that I'm talking to you, and I know you're going to teach us something today. I know you will.
I hope so.
Yeah, Brother Wright, we always ask, what is your positivity before we get into the meat of it? What's your positivity, Brother Wright?
Well, like you, I'm glad I woke up this morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I feel all right.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people try to get me down through the years. I'm still standing, still making music. Have a new album I'm hoping to release soon. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to get it with all this pandemic and stuff, but I'm still making music, and I love what I do.
That's right. Oh,
and be able to do what you love doing is truly a blessing.
Oh,
take it from me.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that statement right there is a testament to what we love and respect about Charles Wright and his music. And I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, let me break it down here, because the lyric, y'all, as we all have, we've even had at family reunions, barbershops, what we feel it meant to us, right? But when you hear this, it's not what you look like. When you're doing what you're doing, it's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. Express yourself.
I must admit that's pretty good. It's myself. I wasn't making a true expression how I felt. I mean, some people be jiving. And so it ain't about the jive. It's about the substance of what you do. You know, so I knew guys that was trying to impress people. It's not about that. It's about doing something that does some good for humanity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's lasted generations. That two-line lyric of that anthem has lasted generations. That we learned as a young, at my time as a younger person growing up, my parents passed that message down to me. And then, like I said, we hear it in our family reunions and socially. We would talk about that lyric. It was used as an educational tool. It was used as a wisdom tool, you know. How does that make you feel to know that's still standing, Mr. Wright?
I'm thankful. I like the second bridge myself. Some people have everything, other people don't.
Yes, sir.
But everything don't mean a thing if it ain't the thing you want.
That's right. I guess that takes us back that you could have the world and not be happy, huh?
That's right. You can be lonely in a crowd.
Be lonely in the crowd. Well, you know what? I want to know, and I see at the hands, and after, if you have time to look back, you have touched, we have literally the world here showing up today. Like I mentioned, we got Germany in the house, we have Europe is here, Brazil, that what goes through your mind, Mr. Wright, to know what I just said there about the internationally, just hearing your song the other day on a commercial that hit there, right? I mean, does that give you, was that an intention when you created this piece and other pieces of artistry to last forever?
Everything I do, I try to do something with me.
Right.
And all you people across the world, it's on here, I will give y'all some American stuff. Hi, y'all.
Hey, right on. We here, you know? And I want to get just that right there, that personality tag that you just gave us there. Y'all, this is the book. This is Brother Wright's book, Up Where We've Come. You know what? Let me tell y'all something, y'all. I'm gonna leave it again. Go to Amazon. Do yourself a favor. Pick this book up for a number of reasons. Now, I'm not endorsed. Brother Wright did not ask me to do this, and you know that Victor Brooks on this show, I just love to give it up to our artists who have taken their time out of their schedule to join myself, our production crew, to give a gift to our positivity posse. So when I say that this book right here, let me tell y'all something. It gave me flashbacks of hearing my family members, older family members, giving me the wisdom of what it was growing up. Mr. Wright, what does this book, or what did it do for you, sir, in writing this and telling these stories for us?
I needed to get it off my shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah. I need people to understand what we, a Black family, goes through or went through during the Jim Crow era.
Yes, sir.
And that's what my book, I think, expressed. There's a lot of different stories in there, but they all accumulate to be some of the tragic things that we went through when I was a child. And I've been writing that book for 40 years before I put it out. Yeah, I just had to get it out. And I finally decided, I got 3 more books here, really.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. But I had to get some of it out, because who knows, time is marching on, I got to do something. So I'm trying to get another one out this year. I mean, first of next year.
Okay.
Yeah, but now this book, I changed the name of this book. I didn't have to change the name, but it says up from where we've come. And when you get to the end of the book, you'll understand what I meant and how it worked out for me. But we've been put back so far in America today that I changed the title of the book to Still on the Road to Freedom.
Okay.
Because that's how I feel. Now, I don't want to take y'all off your cloud, but that's how.
No. Because part of the whole positivity cloud is reality. And that's what gasoline's my positivity and so many others. Like I said before, Brother Wright, why I respect what you've given in this book and where your message and your music is that there's a realism to the fact that we can't deny, even like right now, what's happening out here in the world. We can't deny the 2 viruses, COVID and racism that's been here with us forever. But it gives me a positivity, Brother Wright, when I put on your music of others that feeds my soul to keep on keeping on. That gives me a reason to say, hey man, wait a minute, this ain't over. It's on. And that's what we thank you and yours for. So that's,
Thank you. And I'll be glad when they release us back out where we can put some real genuine music out like the Emotions made, or like I made.
Yes, sir.
Real drums, real guitar, not programmed music, because programmed music robs the music of its spirit. And we've got so much spirituality here. And I think Earth, Wind, and Fire, a group that I really think I inspired, I think they were so excellent they had to bring us to a halt, because they are excellent.
Come on.
Yeah. And so they've killed our beauty, and that has something to do with the mentality of the people in the neighborhood. When you take away that spirituality, that's the greatest thing on the planet. The very intrinsic thing, you know what I mean? Spirituality, where you can feel, you just said, it feels you and inspires you to feel good.
That's
ain't
right.
nothing like that, man.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, ain't nothing like it. And I work hard to get that into my music all the time.
Oh, Brother Wright, like I said, that's just one of the things that have fed our soul over the years is that you to us, I mean, we're not you, but to us, it feels like you have had that ability to put that into your music because it's lasted so long. And you mentioned like other groups, and it's another positive of me, Brother Wright, that when I hear the younger musicians who are really playing, really doing their thing, they're recording raw, they're writing old school, they're playing the drums, they're doing the keyboards, and these are youngins all the way to now. My heart goes out to them when their outlet isn't able to be given to say, hey, we're here. We're actually playing, we're trying our best to follow the 103rd Street Band. We're trying our best to, follow behind. I know that music is here. I know it's here from our artists. It's being created, it's being made. What are your feelings about that, Brother Wright?
I have a hard time expressing myself on that because
Okay.
I don't want to. Well, hell with it.
Hey, I got you, brother, right? But I understand. It's a tricky situation, you know?
Other people think they have confiscated our music and they don't need us anymore, but they don't know that ain't true.
Come on now.
They need us.
Yes.
The world needs what we got. And to keep going on a positive plane, because
Yes, sir.
look at where we are now.
Yes.
Look at our president.
Yeah.
I mean, look at where we are. I mean, someone who lead us into the wrong direction. We want to go up, not down. So,
Right. That's right.
One of the main things I believe need to happen here in America is they need to release us and let us put the music out as we feel it, not these cheap $30 tracks that they're releasing with this metallic drum on it and that has no feelings.
I got you.
How can you follow the emotions of Earth, Wind, and Fire or watch band with mechanical music? It just doesn't really work. So now the world is at standstill. And when they release the world again, release the truth again, I believe it's going to be a happy place to be in.
Come on now. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. And there are millions of us who feel the exact same way, Mr. Wright. I remember when speaking of, when Wanda Vaughn mentioned it when she was talking about recording when they did their recordings at Stax. Larry Dotson mentioned it when he was talking about the Barcades recording, that there is some kind of, like you mentioned before, a spiritual, creative connection when the band and recordings are all in the same room at the same time, recording that magic.
Yes.
You know? What are your thoughts? I know did you record? I mean, give me your vibe, your thoughts on that. That spiritual gives you ease while you're recording.
That thing you're talking about is something that God gave us.
Come on.
And the devil's trying to take it away.
All right.
That's my feeling.
Wow.
God gave us that, and we need it, and we're being denied it. And once it's released, like I said, we will again be a happy place to live in.
Gotcha.
But right now, the planet is at a standstill because, or due to the music that we have, are exposed to. Every once in a while, there's a good song, and every once in a while, there's a good recording. But man, I started singing in the 50s. Okay. And as I was telling young lady earlier, I heard Jesse Belvin singing on the radio. A lot of people don't know who Jesse Belvin is. Jesse Belvin was the greatest thing that ever happened in Los Angeles.
Right on.
And I heard this man sing, and he was so smooth. I got his music. I've been playing it over here yesterday. He was so smooth that I got on the phone, and I looked in the phone booth, and I found his phone number. He was the only Belvin in LA at the time in the phone book. And I called several times and finally got it. And I told him, so Mr. Belvin, I said, I love the way you sing. I want to sing. I want to sound just like you. And like I told you.
What did he say?
He said, get your own style, boy, and leave mine the F alone.
Right on. Get your own style and leave mine the
F alone. You know, it took me years to really find my style.
Gotcha.
And I finally found it one night while we were recording live.
Wow.
We were playing in a club in Hollywood, and we just signed with Warner Brothers. So I had them to back a truck up to the club to record us. And we stumbled up on a thing called Do Your Thing. It was made up right there and then.
What?
Yeah. And of course, I became synonymous with that sound, so I kind of adapt that style for myself from then on.
That song literally came from the heart, is what you say. I mean, that do your thing after the message you just got from one of your mentors. And then look, oh my goodness. What did you, growing up, was your family musical, Mr. Wright? Did you come from, did they, was blues or soul, gospel? What was your foundation with that?
Well, my mother had a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And so did one of my older sisters. That problem was they skipped time.
Okay.
You understand that?
Sure.
Yeah, when you get to the end of the verse, they go on to the next one. But other than that, they had beautiful voices. But nobody else, matter of fact, when I decided I wanted to sing this kind of music, I got kicked out of the house.
Really?
Oh, I had everything I was writing in my other book this morning. I had a teacher, man, at a high school who gave me a D after two semesters of taking clarinet and told me to try anything except for music.
Get out of here.
Honest to God. I said I got kicked out because they wanted me to do something other than that. I had everybody try to discourage me, but I just had to do this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just something I don't know. Well, for one thing, I didn't know how to do nothing else.
Hey, well, there you have it. There you go. But you had a family. How many siblings did you grow up with, Mr. Wright? 14. Look at that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because I remember parts of the book where it sounded like it's a large, large family.
Yeah. They need a large family to pick cotton,
Right. I mean, you get into that in your book, that whole story, that whole idea, and I love the way that you wrote it. It's like talking to you now. It's like the way you wrote it. It's like sitting down with you, and you just talk. We got a glass of lemonade or something, and we're just sitting down talking, and you're giving us the story of your life, where we can almost smell the dirt road. We can almost, feel the heat that's coming down that particular day. That's what I love about it.
Well, I appreciate you because I tried to write it that way.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's talk about the whole thing. What brought you to Los Angeles and why?
Well, my mother, she came out here. What happened is my oldest sister, which is my actually half sister on my mother's side.
Okay.
Her and her husband, they had enough of Mississippi, and he had a brother here in California, so they moved out here. Yeah. And my mother, she came out here to visit them. And when she came back, she had California at the brain. My father was stuck in the same rut. You'll read it all in my book. He was stuck in the rut. This guy we was sharecropping with him, he had a system called the Triple B system.
Now, what is that?
A nigga is best when bent until broken.
Lord have mercy.
And we were under that system for 23 years. Until my mother came out here, and when she came back, she was never happy again in Mississippi. She kept on threatening my father to take the female children and leave. Okay. And then finally one day, I don't want to give the book away, but it doesn't.
Yes, sir. Okay. No problem.
One day she came home, pissed off, because some cops had been harassing her, because we had moved into town at this point. They had been there 2 years, and they were trying to force my family back out into the cotton patch.
Okay. All right.
And they did all kind of dirty things to us. Wouldn't allow my father a job anywhere in town. So anyway, she came in one day. She's pissed off, and the cops out there, and they followed her all the way home, talking about all under her clothes. Right. And she said, started packing her suitcase and told my dad, you can stay here as long as you want with me and my girls. We out here.
Right.
And a couple of weeks later, my sister had sent them tickets to come to California.
Look at
my father and my two other brothers and me to fend for ourselves or get to California the best way we could. So my father started selling everything he had, and we eventually made it out here.
Much respect, much respect. You know, and I mean, we hear about the music, and I have to keep going back, Mr. Wright, because that's why I love these conversations, and why we all who tune in love these talks, because it gives us an insight into what we've been feeling in your music all these generations. You know, that resilience, that fight, that positivity through it all type of a thing that you're mentioning. I'm sorry, it just gave me that inspirational feeling when you just shared that with us. When musically in LA at that time, Mr. Wright, what was the LA music scene and your vibe of music, finding yourself, bringing that from Mississippi and gelling it with the live grooves of LA at that time?
Well, you know, as I expressed in my book, that my father had been brainwashed by his sharecropping department to the fact that the blues was the devil's music.
Okay.
So he wouldn't allow me to listen, or any of us to listen to the blues. I remember one day I heard Nat King Cole singing a song called Straighten Up and Fly Right. And so we were on our way to the field the next day, and I started singing Straighten Up and Fly Right. I got the biggest whipping ever.
Really?
Because that was devil's music.
Okay.
So I got to California, I ain't never heard none of this music. I heard very little of it. I heard a little because my grandmother lived directly across the street from geez, come on, Charles, Muddy Waters. So they rehearsed every once in a while. That's the only time I heard the music. So then when I came out here, I'm walking to school with the rest of the kids, and they're singing all these songs. I said, whoa, where y'all hear this? And they was listening to a show called the Honey Hancock Show. Okay. Honey Hancock is a white man, but he played all black music from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I think, at night.
Okay.
That's what everybody was listening to.
Yeah.
So I found that station, and I started listening to it every time I got a chance, where my father wasn't around. And that's where, like I say, I heard Jezebel. But the first day I went to high school, I sat down. I did my orientation. Then I went and sat down at the lunch counter outside and bought me some spaghetti on a roll. And I'm sitting there eating my spaghetti, and just as I started eating it, I heard this sound.
Yeah.
It was like nothing I'd ever heard before.
Okay.
So I got up and I knocked my food up, and I started following my ears, and it kept stopping. So I had to stop and wait for it to start again. And eventually I got around behind a bungalow. There were 4 guys down there with their lips protruding in each other's face singing Doo Wop music.
Come on now.
I had never heard anything like that. And I stood there with my mouth wide open.
Yeah.
And eyes until they split for the lunch period. And I was there every day when they came back.
Wow. A
group called the Youngsters. And they were singing a song called Dreamy Eyes, which they had a hit with later. Okay. And they were not the only group on campus. There was about 7 or 8 other groups on. Everybody, instead of being gangs like they got now, killing each other, everybody was practicing harmony.
Okay.
Harmony, man.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just that group was on that campus. There were groups all over town, and they had, most of them had, a lot of them at least had hit records.
Okay.
And I got hung up on the hit records. You probably never heard of Richard Berry and the Dreamers.
No, sir.
Man, Jesse Bell and Richard Berry and the Dreamers, all these groups, and I just got hung up on the stuff. That's how I got started singing, because I love Doo Wop. I got involved in that Doo Wop era.
Yeah, yeah.
And within the first year's time after I heard those guys, I had my first hit record.
That's right. You know what's hearing your story, somebody just said harmony, not hate.
That's right.
Right on, Salima, right on. Go right ahead.
Who wants the weight of hate when love is as light as a feather?
Oh, come on now, wait, that's so nice. Please do that twice. What'd you say?
Who wants the weight of hate when love is as light as a feather?
Come on, y'all.
We all got to stand and wait till God sends the sunny weather.
Right. All I can say is right on, right on, right on. That's it. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And you know what? I like, we know here at the Positivity Posse, there is no way, Mr. Wright, that we could even get that much of your incredible journey. Just that, there's no way in an hour, in 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, your life is a mini series of, starting with this book itself, and then your accomplishments in LA, creating your sound, and eventually becoming one of the monarchs of true, unadulterated, uncut soul music, funk music, music itself. And internationally, not just in LA, not just the US, but internationally, holding that, that level of respect and success. There's no way to do that. But some of the points that you've already brought to us in this interview are once again priceless for what it is that you've already given us through your music. And then letting us know how it was you growing up, what made you in the bits that you've given us. And like I say, I recommend everybody go pick this book up and continue what Brother Wright was giving us just now, all the way to where he came to Los Angeles. We have to know your first record deal. How did that feel, signing that deal? And give me what happened with that, with the band?
Got cheated out every time.
Okay.
It was not the band. My first record was a Doo Wop record.
Okay.
After I left Jesse Belvin's house, he invited me over when I called him and told him what I told him.
Yeah.
And after I left his house, I went to my cousin's house. My cousin Amos, who was my best friend,
right.
and told him and his brother I wanted to start my own group.
Okay.
And so we started a group. We were terrible at first. Anyway, Jesse Belvin told me about the guy who lived around the corner from him who had a recording studio.
Okay.
So I had a record company. So I went around there and asked the man to grant us an audition. And he said, as soon as you think you're ready, bring them in. So we went over there one night and we sang. And he said, no, you're not ready yet.
Ready yet.
And you better go back and work on it, come back in a month. We went back. My cousin, he sang the first song. My cousin had a voice like a songbird naturally.
Right on.
And I got up to sing a song. I started singing. He said, hold it. Not you, brother. You stay in the background. Don't you ever try to sing lead. Broke my heart, man.
Oh, my goodness.
I dropped my head, stepped back in the background, and embarrassed. And he was this guy, one of the guys in the group was snickering. So I went, there's a tunnel, but in them times, it was safe to go in the tunnels. We had tunnels you go under to go to school. So I go in this tunnel every night and practice by myself. And I wrote several songs. And I went back over to his studio one evening, and I sat down and I played one song for him. And I was hoping he'd let me at least finish the first verse. So after I finished the song and I turned off, he said, "You're not the same guy.
Wow.
You're not the guy I told to stay in the background." Oh, yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yes, that's me. He said, "From now on, you're going to be my #1 superstar. Next time I go in the studio, I'm going to record you."
It is.
Which he did.
It is.
But he stole all the money.
Uh-oh. Oh, Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I guess that goes to what Uncle Richard used to say. He said, "Little Victor, this is the music business." Right?
Yep.
And he was the first one that took me. He said, "No, you got to go to BMI." He showed me the ropes when I came out. Yeah. What was it in your thing? You know, what? Please tell us. Even some of the artists who I know we have a young artist crew who's listening right now. Thank y'all for joining us today, y'all. Thank you so much. Give that advice on the business of music.
Frankly, from my standpoint today, and I don't want to sound negative, but the business is shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a whole different business now.
Okay.
But if you're going to participate in it, get a good lawyer and make sure that he sees you through signing a contract. Because I saw Little Richard's contract.
That's right.
I saw another group called Don and Dewey, who was a dynamic duo, was on the same label. I saw their contract, Specialty Records. And what they did, they gave Richard a percentage on page 1. They turned right around on page 2, gave him a little advance, and for that little advance, they took that percentage back. So if you're not acute or slick or know enough about this stuff, don't try to do it. Just don't navigate yourself. Make sure you get a good lawyer to do it. And some of these lawyers can't trust.
Come on now. That's it. Hey, y'all, this, like you said, this ain't negative. If we don't take the advice, it's a negative. The positivity is that we have Mr. Wright, who's able to be here and give us this wisdom right now, to hopefully that we put it in our system, put it on our head, and take this to what we need to do to make it right for ourselves. That's a blessing. That's positive. And I mean, the fact that you are doing, I see those guitars behind you. You got 3, 4 lines. You got 3, 4 lined up. Now, are we looking at Les Paul? What are we looking at?
How you know?
Huh?
How you know?
Oh, I got to tell you, Mr. Y'all, hold up. Hold up. No, you can't hit it and quit it like that, brother. Right? If you saw these hands doing this right here, I mean, oh my goodness! Oh, this is fantastic, y'all, brother Wright. Whoo! And before we go, we talked about all the accomplishments. We talked about everything, and like I said, there's no way that we can make it all make sense as far as tell your whole story in this time frame. But so many, and even coming up here, the topic of the day for the Young Artist Program that's watching right now is, what is success? In your opinion, is success something that is achieved only once in life, or is it success? What is your definition of success, brother Wright?
Happiness. Happiness. Now, if you want to be successful in the music industry, you got it's like, there's maybe, I don't know how many, 400 basketball players that are doing well. So everybody can't be a basketball player. Everybody can't be in the music industry. So if you're blessed enough to get in the industry, make sure you try to contribute something to society.
Come on now.
Otherwise, you're wasting time, because it won't last if you don't really put your heart into doing something for society itself. That's my opinion.
Yes, sir.
My name is Wright, but I could be wrong.
Not when your last name's Wright. I'm a bet on. How about that? I'm a bet on Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? My heart is full. And like I said, for me personally, it's a 360 moment in my life to be able to sit here and one-on-one get this conversation with Brother Wright here. And Brother Wright, I just hope you have the time or some time to come back and talk to us again another time. And we thank you again for joining us today. We can't thank you enough for spending your time.
Well, thank you. And by the way, there's a delightful interview that I did with Little Richard on
YouTube, right?
And there's one on YouTube, the same ones on YouTube. Yeah, and I think it would behoove people to check that out.
And you know what? Now, please tell us your website, the YouTube channel where we can see the Little Richard interview, which is an incredible time spent. You could tell two best friends talking, I guess. You know, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
But where can we follow Charles Wright? The websites, I mean, everything there.
Well, I'm on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. My website is expressyourself.net.
Okay.
Yeah. That should be.
Come on, y'all. Facebook, Charles Wright. Instagram, Charles Wright. Twitter, Charles Wright. YouTube channel, Charles Wright. And other folks' YouTube channel, you're going to find some Charles Wright. You know why? Because Charles Wright has been giving it to us like we've needed it for generations. And you see them guitars behind him? It ain't over. He's still writing. He's still delivering that Charles Wrightness to the world of what we have needed then and now. Much love and much respect, Brother Charles Wright. Thank you for coming and expressing yourself today and allowing us to do the same with you as well. Thank you, and your co-host and you are some great people to interview. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Wendy, can you play a little something? Did we have something that we want to put here on the end for Brother Wright? And I hope it came.
Yes, just give me 1 second to cue that up.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. You know what, y'all? Wyann Bond, thank you so much. Sister Wyann at Raise It Up Y. That's W-Y. She's doing incredible things for our young artists, of self-expression, of finding out who you are. Like Brother was given that wisdom today. You know, he was told, he gave it to you straight, straight from him, that he was told, no, you ain't the singer. No, that song's not gonna work. The no's, the doors that closed in our lives. As you heard Brother Wright said, but listen to the journey and how it ends up now. Never give up. Never feel that you're less than. Keep on keeping on, y'all. And most of all, express yourself. Let us know what's on your mind. Now, everybody may not agree with you, everything, hey, so what? But you're telling your story. You're giving what makes you happy. And you're giving what your life journey has given you. So give it back to us, y'all. And that's what Wyann's doing. Who else do we have? Catherine A. and our Memphis crew. Thank y'all so much. And you know what time it is.
Express yourself. Express yourself. You don't never need help from nobody else. All you got to do now, express yourself. Whatever you do, do it good.
Did YouTube mess with us, y'all? YouTube. Hey, you know what, y'all? You can dig it. I know many of y'all have it already in your playlist. And if YouTube lost their Wi-Fi, hey, God bless you. But we're going to keep expressing ourselves. We're going to keep on keeping on, just like the wisdom and love that you had.
They're doing it on the moon, y'all. In the jungle, too.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're going to let it. We're going to let it.
That right there,
yes.
It got everybody up.
I know it's, we got people are partying literally around the world, just from that snippet. And Wendy, you're right. We got, it's on everybody's playlist. It's on everybody's mind. It's in everybody's heart. We thank y'all so much for taking your time every Sunday at 1:00 p.m. Pacific Coast time to join us here at the Victor Brooks Show Facebook Live Quarantine Series. We love you. We thank you. We couldn't do this without you, Positivity Posse. As much as we love to talk amongst ourselves, Chris, Julie, Wendy, and I, as we have some wonderful, fantastic, inspiring conversations, but to know that we can get on here with all of you all, hundreds at one time, but by the end of the week, thousands, who we see the numbers that have joined in this conversation. We're doing this together. Thank you so much. We love you. And every Sunday, y'all, you know what to do. You come back and get some of this positivity on you. You take a shower in it, take a bath in it, scuba dive in it. If you want to skinny dip in it, do whatever it is that you want to do. But when you come out that pool of positivity, sprinkle it on as many people as you can. And that's what it's all about. Hey, and so we can keep seeing each other, do what we got to do, y'all, to make it all make sense. Okay? We love you, and we'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show. Peace.